Hello and welcome to Simple Cryptocurrency News presented by Cryptos Chain. I'm back, and in this video we'll be looking at the state of the market. How have prices been doing in the last week? Then we'll be looking at general crypto news. We'll be talking about Bitcoin SV and the fake news that could have potentially caused this recent pump that we've seen in the last 24 hours. Then we'll be talking about the South Korean government and what they're planning next. Then we'll be talking about Ontology, Phantasma chain, Neo, and finally I'll close it off with some Elastos news. So before we get into the news, I just want to remind you that in the description below the video you'll find the times as well as the topics and the links of all the topics that I'll be discussing in this video. So let's get right in and look at CoinMarketCap. So we can see Bitcoin is trading at $8,684 at the moment on average. It's down 0.2%, so not too much. I know it has gone up to around 8,800, I believe. That's the top it managed to hit before coming back down for a small retracement. So could it reach 9K? It's very, very possible because it seems like it found support. I mean, while I was away, I did check the prices and the support was around 8K. So it did fluctuate quite a lot between 7,500 and 8,000. So yeah, it seems like it found some strong support there, and it doesn't mean it can be broken, right? It could go very well down if somebody decides to sell a lot of Bitcoin, but so far so good. It's been doing okay. Ethereum's trading at $271, down a little bit as well. And let's look at Neo. So Neo is on 18th position, trading at $14. So it's been a while since I've seen Neo trading at $14. It just shows you that the alts really do pick up if Bitcoin goes up too much. Once Bitcoin finds some stability, then the alts really take off, right? But when Bitcoin goes down even a little bit, even 3 or 4%, the alts really suffer. We've seen this many times. So yeah, just be careful out there. Cosmos actually is the 19th position. So yeah, I didn't actually expect to see that, to be honest. They just popped out of nowhere. And also NEM. So it just shows you that with this volatility, it's so easy to have the market caps move right up and down in a matter of days. So it's actually been around 10 days since I did the last video. Ontology is in the 21st position, so it dropped quite a lot of ranks, and is trading at $1.58. So actually we've seen it get to this price earlier this year, one time before. I believe it got to 156. I can't remember exactly if it was 158 or 156. It was close to 160, I believe. But yeah, it did get to that price once again. But will it break $2? I don't know. I mean, I was hoping to see that, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. And let's look at the biggest losers and the biggest gainers. So the biggest gainer is Nexo. In the last 24 hours, I have heard about this project many times, and I'm sure you have too. Up 47%. So there must be some big news that caused this to happen. Bitcoin SV is up 44.4% as well. Up to $174.59. So quite a lot, even after being delisted from so many exchanges. It has pumped quite a lot, and I'll explain why in a moment, or at least that's why we think it has pumped. It could be manipulation as well, because we didn't see any kind of news from Bitcoin SV themselves, right? So we don't have anything from Enchain, nothing, right? Not since April, I believe. And the biggest losers are Aurora, which is down 13%, and Mixin, down 9%. So yeah, that being said, let's go into the news and see what could have caused the potential Bitcoin SV pump. So there were some fake news apparently that Craig Wright transferred 50,000 BTC, so Bitcoin, to Binance, right? These were the fake news that were posted. And we can see here in this article on ambcrypto.com, again, link in the description below at the end of this video, or basically if you wanna go straight into it to read more about it. But in short, basically what happened is it soared to an all-time high of $198, okay, on Bittrex. This was earlier today. Okay, now it has retraced a little bit. But the reason behind it, and I'll go down now and talk about it, is these news here. Okay, these are actually from China. So Dovey One, a founding partner at Primitive Venture, stated that the reason behind the sudden hike was because of false news concerning Craig Wright, the self-proclaimed Satoshi Nakamoto, as she stated on Twitter. So basically what happened is there was a message that Craig Wright transferred 50,000 Bitcoin from the biggest Bitcoin wallet to Binance, so probably from the Genesis wallet. Now, interestingly, the transaction confirmed that Craig Wright was indeed the real Satoshi, because of which Changpeng Zhao, the CEO of Binance, was going to relist the cryptocurrency on the platform and also make an official apology on Twitter. So these fake news is what could have caused the pump, or maybe it was just manipulation. Who knows? Maybe this is the real reason of why the pump happened. Because if people don't check enough articles and they believe only one source of truth or one source of news, then these things do happen, right? People can get burned. They invest in something, they don't check multiple articles, and then they find out, oops, it was fake, and then they suffer the dump, right? Or maybe they sell at a loss, or maybe they sell too late. Anything could happen, right? So it's very, very risky when you don't check all source of information. If it's not everywhere, then it's probably fake, right? If you're only finding one article which talks about it. So yeah, I mean, why didn't they just check the Binance Twitter page, right? Because I'm sure CZ would have basically just mentioned it on Twitter if that was the case, right? He would have apologized on Twitter. So yeah, it is fake news. This isn't actually happening. But it would be nice to see if this would have happened, of course, because, you know, we want to find out who Satoshi Nakamoto really is, right? So yeah, we do need to see that transaction from the Genesis wallet. And more news about Bitcoin SV. So again, I've been talking about this in the past, about this recent news that everyone was talking about, that was circulating all over the internet. Basically, Craig Wright is going to sue Peter McCormack for £100,000, and Peter McCormack is actually a cryptocurrency writer. He's very active on Twitter. So basically, he tweeted a photo here saying that he received a letter, okay, and this is what he has to do. He has to pay £100,000 for saying that Craig Wright is not the real Satoshi. Right, so basically that's what Craig Wright said, that anybody who says that, anybody who claims that Craig Wright is not Satoshi is going to get sued, right? That's what Craig Wright has said in the past. He said it on Twitter, and he did go ahead and issue that fine, right, of £100,000. Wow, it's quite a lot of money if you think about it, right? But it is what it is. So basically the only options that Peter McCormack has right now is to fight and lose, which is going to be costly, fight and win, of course, or don't fight, which is costly because he's just going to have to pay $100,000. So there are a lot of social attacks right now, basically trying to protect Hodlnaut and also Peter McCormack, you know, against this situation, because, right, people don't want to see this in the crypto space. People want to see people getting along, right? We don't want to see fights. We don't want to see these kind of situations. But it is what it is. It is what it is, and these things do happen. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, right? So yeah, over these allegations, as you probably know if you've been watching my videos, and also if you've been reading articles, a lot of exchanges have delisted Bitcoin SV. Because Craig Wright has threatened to sue anybody who doesn't believe he's Satoshi Nakamoto. So yeah, it just shows you what happens. And interestingly enough, if Peter McCormack chooses to hire a lawyer to represent him, he would have to pay an additional $25K to $50K. So it's very, very expensive, right? Very, very expensive. So wow. So yeah, basically this trial could cost as much as £750,000. Wow. I think this is just absolutely crazy. I don't know how Peter McCormack is going to manage this. I'm curious to see what the progress is going to be with this legal situation, right? But yeah, obviously Craig Wright is taking this seriously. He's putting in a lot of money into this, right? He's got the money. Peter McCormack probably doesn't have the money, unfortunately, because he did claim in a Twitter post that he lost. Well, he didn't lose. He basically sold at a loss or something like that, or he was caught in the dump. No, he was caught in the dump of the price when Bitcoin was worth close to $20,000. he didn't sell because he would have made about a million or something like that, but he thought, no, I'm gonna make more than that. So because he didn't sell that time, he actually lost the value, of course, like everyone else who invested heavily towards the end of 2017. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on the news and we'll find out the progress and what's gonna happen. But yeah, horrible situation to be in my opinion. But yeah, let's move on and talk about South Korea. So this is from Cointelegraph.com. South Korea convenes pan-governmental meeting amid concern over crypto market spike. So basically they're concerned that the crypto market has spiked, right? Basically Bitcoin mostly, because the Bitcoin price has really pumped more than 2 times, right? More than 2x, and that triggered concerns, right, from many governments, including the South Korean one, because they do believe that there could be some manipulation. Of course there's manipulation. We know that the crypto space is full of manipulation, and people with a lot of capital can easily pump up the price and then dump it just as well to take profits. Even if they take 10 to 20% profits, when you're talking millions of dollars, that's a lot of money. So for them it's nothing, right? They could simply do that just to generate FOMO. But basically what they're saying is that they're going to keep an eye out on exchanges to make sure that they comply, to make sure there's not going to be any money laundering and things like that. So do read the article if you're interested. I'm not going to spend too much time going through the whole article. But yeah, basically they're saying that United States, Japan, and also South Korea are the biggest fans of crypto exchanges, right? The world's biggest fans, right? So these 3 countries. So hence why we've got the SEC and the US. In Japan, I haven't really heard any negative news related to the crypto space. They seem to embrace it. But South Korea, of course, have regulated it. They've imposed some tax system. So yeah, they're just being careful, right? They need to protect their people. Basically to avoid them getting scammed, if it's even possible to protect them, really. I don't know. I mean, it's a volatile market. So that's that about the general crypto news, and let's look at Ontology. So Ontology, I've had a lot of news recently since I've last done a video, but I think one of the most important ones, apart from them being listed on some other exchange recently, one of the most important ones is the use case proposal for pharmaceutical management, lifetime health, care data management, and recruitment management have all been accepted into the ISO use case repository at the ISO meeting, showing how Ontology ID and blockchain technology can empower real business. So this is really good because the ISO meeting is important, okay? And we can see this diagram here of how it would work. And actually, if we open it, you can see the doctor registering to identity and service interface. The hospital as well also registering on the Ontology blockchain, the doctor inquiring and the hospital service interface. You've got to check the hospital's credentials, the pharmacy. You can see the doctor if you're a patient. So everything, the medical history, everything could go through the blockchain, right? Through the Ontology blockchain. I think this is mostly for China, possibly for other countries, but I think China would be the top one. Because we know that the key as well have also been really close to the Chinese government, trying to get the identity verification tool integrated. So we're going to find out some news from them probably in June, because that's when they were meant to give us something. There were some meetings recently, but I haven't paid too close of an attention, so I need to check closely to see what's going on there. But yeah, basically meetings, crypto wallets and things like that, you know, listing Ontology. There was some spam here as well saying, why is the Ontology cross-chain solution better than that of Cosmos? Unlike Cosmos, our cross-chain solution is more user-friendly as it can ensure the consistency of validator execution results and requires less memory. And actually, if we look here, we can see this has been posted many times. I think it was a mistake, to be honest. Maybe they tried to tweet it, it didn't show up, and then it did tweet it, and they ended up doing it many times. So yeah, I don't know why they did it so many times here. But yeah, Bitcan Smart Trade has officially listed Ontology. This is another exchange, and there's some promotion as well with 20,000 ONG rewards. So yeah, do check that out if you're interested on their Twitter page. But yeah, quite a lot of news related with this, with Ontology going to meetings, going to events. So yeah, Ontology are just really trying to push for for their product to be out there, to be known, right? For dApp developers to come to Ontology. So I think, in my opinion, that once they go global, then more people will find out about them, because the situation in China at the moment is kind of in the air, right? We don't know. But I do know that John Lee, the CEO of the CEO of Ontology, did say that he's got close relationships with the Chinese government. So there are some links there. He has mentioned that in a previous interview. I believe he was in FUD TV. Yeah, FUD TV had an interview with him, who's also a YouTuber, of course. And he did mention that he's got some links with the Chinese government. So that's something to keep in mind when it comes to Ontology. So we could be surprised pretty soon. But that's that about Ontology, and let's look at Phantasma chain. So we do have some updates from Phantasma chain. Lee Kai has posted this yesterday. Actually, he's saying that the memory issues have been solved, and that they're working on the next steps, which is to launch on the testnet, to launch the product, to test it out. I think it's the Phantasma app which he wants to test out. So we have to see how they're going to progress, because there's going to be some intensive testing going on. Do check out this short video if you're interested. Yeah, I mean, we're probably looking at June, to be honest. We're probably looking at June, assuming everything goes okay. Maybe July, I don't know. Anything is possible, but it's better if no dates are mentioned, because we don't know. We don't know when they're going to be ready to deploy to their mainnet on Phantasma chain. So yeah, that's that. Let's move on and talk about Switcheo. So on Neo news today, we've got Switcheo adding Neo Ethereum and SDUSD DAI atomic swap pairs. So we have seen one atomic swap pair, and now we're seeing others. So more are being added slowly, as Switcheo have promised. They have delivered. But probably the most important one of them all is, of course, the EOS blockchain. So as we can see on the Switcheo exchange here, I'm not actually logged in, but if you go to Connect Wallet, we've got the three of them now. We've got the Neo wallet, the Ethereum wallet, and the EOS wallet. So EOS wallet has finally been added. The EOS blockchain has been added. And by that, I mean you can log in to your wallet and you can trade the tokens on the EOS blockchain. Now there are only 3 that have been listed here. I'm not sure if the EOS blockchain has more than that. I believe they do, but 3 have been listed so far. And yeah, the volume isn't very big, as we can see here. Probably the biggest one is EffectTI, which is $6,230. IQ, Everpedia, I've never heard of them, only $17, so almost no volume. So yeah, we've got a lot of pairs here, and of course we've got the SDUSD, which is the stable coin, DAI, which is also a stable coin, EOS and CUSD. I think CUSD is also a stable coin. Switcheo with SDUSD. So yeah, atomic swaps are here. You can do them, and yeah, it's really good, really good. Of course, Nex as well, Nex and SDUSD, and actually the price of Nex on this is very low, surprisingly, maybe because of the lack of volume of SDUSD. Because if we go here to the Neo chain here, we can see that Nex is trading at almost $2. So the price has gone up quite a lot, and also Switcheo has gone up quite a lot. It's actually trading at over half a cent now. Over half a cent. It's been struggling at 1/3 of a cent for so long, then 1/4 of a cent. Again, quite a bit of a struggle, but it managed to break that now to over half a cent. Will we see 1 cent very soon? I don't know. Let's see how things go. If the burning goes through faster, if they launch their own blockchain, if they get the fiat gateway, maybe. But with the fiat gateway, I'm a bit concerned, because we know the fees. We have seen the O3 desktop wallet, we have seen the fiat integration, and we know that the fees are absolutely huge if you want to get into Neo using the O3 wallet. So that company, I don't know, they're just very expensive. So there are cheaper ways. But yeah, that's that about Switcheo. And finally, the last news from the Neo ecosystem is about Neo themselves, and they're unlocking 5.5 million Neo tokens, which they're going to be using to invest in the ecosystem growth, right? So it's planned. Basically, this is in the white paper, right? So everyone knew about this. It doesn't come by surprise. It's in the white paper. It's official. It's legit. It's transparent. Basically, the time has come, and they need to do it, right? They need to unlock it, and we've seen this with many projects. So yes, they have moved the tokens from the locked supply to its unlocked address, and of course they're probably going to be sold on the market because that's a lot of money, right? We're talking about 78 million, I believe, when I last checked, is $78 million. So that's a lot of money. The top-up process is the initial 5.5 million funds are moved, increasing the balance of the unlocked account to match the amount available for expenditure. As a result, 29.4 million NEO are left in the locked address and are outside of the circulating supply. So yeah, 100 million NEO is the total supply, as you're well aware. So now we've got about 71 million left, right? Close to 71 million in circulation. So yeah, quite a lot. But again, if you're looking at other coins which have 1 billion, what's that? You know, like 100 million is almost nothing, right? So yeah, it is what it is. And basically they're saying here that this is going to help the NEO ecosystem growth, as it is exemplified by its support of development communities such as City of Zion, New Econo Labs, and O3 Labs over the last few years. So the unlocked funds will be distributed via the EcoBoost program recently announced at the Consensus 2019 by NEO, the co-founder Da Hong Fei. So yes, that's that. Of course, they do need funds, right? They do need to pay their developers. I know on-chain is on top, but you know, they need to manage themselves somehow. But what I'm not seeing with NEO, and is a bit concerning, is dApps, right? We're not seeing any more dApps coming to NEO. There was one conjuncture, I believe it's called the security token offering that we've seen, but since then I haven't seen any other ones. So I don't know, that's a bit concerning. Maybe we'll see more. Who knows? Again, the crypto space in general right now, even though the price of Bitcoin has gone up, the rest of the coins, the alts, right, they're not doing extremely well, so that we're not seeing the bullish momentum, right, like we've seen in 2017, at least not yet. But finally, it's been 22 minutes. Well, I've been talking for a while. I just want to close this off with some Elastos news, because I did say that I'm going to be covering bigger updates from Elastos. I'm not going to cover every small update, but there was some weekly report. This is from the 24th of May. Obviously, I missed this, but the one that I really want to talk about is this one, May 23rd. And Elastos has reached a collaboration agreement with KnownSec to provide customized network security solutions for the Elastos public blockchain. Okay, so this is one of the partnerships that they've done here, and this is good. This is good because we want to see partnerships. We want to see Elastos move forward, because we're talking about the decentralized internet. So if they want to become well known in the space, if they want this to be a use case all over the world, or at least start somewhere, they need to do this. They need partnerships. They need the agreements. They need to go to events. They need to make themselves well known. And Rong Chen, who's the CEO of Elastos, actually spoke on May 17th at the UNESCO blockchain conference in Paris. And yeah, Elastos is trying to build a decentralized internet that is not controlled by any government, not controlled by any corporation, but it is controlled by individuals. So the true sense of decentralization, the true meaning of decentralization, is what we could see if Elastos does make it, right? So yeah, it is what it is. We'll have to see how things move on and how they progress. People have been complaining about the price of Elastos because it's struggling to break $4, right? It's moving around $3.50, $3.60, $3.70, around that range, considering the low supply. It's not very, very volatile, so people are a bit concerned. People are concerned about exchange listings as well. Why is Elastos not on Binance, right? So why are other projects on Binance but not Elastos, you know, which has been on the market for so long? It is surprising, but maybe it has something to do with politics behind the scenes. Who knows? But that's that from today. These are all the news that I wanted to cover. I will try to do a review video, crypto review video, because I've been trying to do that for a while. It's just very hard to get the time. Now that I'm back from holiday, hopefully I can get some time to do that. But it's definitely easier to do some crypto news. So I'll try to see if I can do a demo, a review maybe, and probably some video casts that I could possibly line up in the near future to get some updates. Maybe one with Switcheo, maybe with Phantasma. I'll have to see. But thank you very much for watching. Again, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate it. Hit the likes, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.